Hello, hi. My name is Srikanth. I'm glad to see you all again today. This session is for announcing my new training course on SAP Datasphere and HANA Cloud, which is going to start on Saturday morning. The objective of this course is to go through all the key capabilities of SAP Datasphere. We'll focus more on data integration, data preparation, modeling, and analytical objects development in Datasphere. This course also covers native HANA capabilities as second part. We'll focus on database object developments in Business Application Studio. So it's a new development tool that is used for database artifacts development and also modeling objects development in SAP HANA Cloud. This course provides required knowledge for certification of data engineer. The certification code is C_HAMOD, primarily focusing on native HANA Cloud capabilities, modeling, integrations. And secondly, this course also provides required knowledge for Datasphere part in Data Engineer Data Fabric certification, C_BW4H. This course is mainly intended for BW consultants. So most of the 85 topics. There is one section for Datasphere, and this course is going to help to get good knowledge on the Datasphere part of this certification. The target participants for this course are SAP data engineers, BI developers, and data analysts who are working in SAP BW, SAP HANA, and SAP S/4HANA embedded analytics areas. The prerequisites, there is no specific skill set required to attend this course. However, having prior SAP ETL, SAP HANA ETL modeling knowledge is an advantage, but not mandatory. Coming to the schedule of this course is going to run for 6 weeks. The start date will be March 22nd, 2025, Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern time. And this is going to be the frequency here. Saturdays and Sundays, 2 hours each time and each day. And Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays on weekdays, it's going to be 1 hour. The timing is Saturdays and Sundays, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. And Monday, Tuesday, and Thursdays, it is going to be 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. Eastern time, all in Eastern time zones. Registration, we got a Google form. You can access this URL and fill out the information to get registered. The software for this meeting, for the training, is going to be Zoom. Recorded sessions will be shared via Google Drive. So it's going to be the schedule for this course. Going to the details of the course or the course content here. In the week 1, we will start with Datasphere configuration and architecture. So we're going to start with introduction to Datasphere product and architecture of Datasphere. And we continue with business technology platform and the architecture of BTP and the positioning of Datasphere in BTP. Let's take a look at quickly on the architectures that we're going to look at. Switching to the browser screen, this is a Datasphere architecture that you see on screen. Going to look at all the source system connections and data flows, all the different objects that are required for ETL, and then prepare the data in Datasphere and then create final analytical models to expose the data to Analytics Cloud. So we'll understand a lot of technical details of these objects in Datasphere architecture. And we also understand the BTP architecture. So you can see the 5 components of BTP, and currently Datasphere or the other Analytics Cloud and BDC or Business Data Cloud going to be part of data and analytics pillar of the business technology platform. So we'll understand these different parts of BTP in detail. Switching to the course content, we'll set up a trial access for Datasphere. Depends on your region and location. Either we set up free tier or trial access for Datasphere system, and also for HANA Cloud and Analytics Cloud applications as well. And then once we have the systems set up, access ready, then we will go through the Datasphere navigations, repository explorer, and space creation in Datasphere application. So we'll start with basic navigations around data builder and business builder applications in Datasphere. Let me switch to the Datasphere application and show what I was talking about. I have a Datasphere application running here. This is my free tier. So you can see we're going to talk about space management, space creation, data builder, artifact creation, business builder, and etc. So this is what is written in the course week 1 topics. We also touch base on the security roles configuration. We understand the scope roles and assignment of the scope roles to the users on a specific space. And then we will move on to the important topics, that is data integration strategy. So we will look at different source systems, connectors, and the way the connections and connectors are working in Datasphere for data integration scenarios. We'll also understand data intelligence cloud product. This is not really um, part of Datasphere, but we will understand the relation between Datasphere and data intelligence on cloud. The reason being eventually data intelligence on cloud will be um, merged or re-provided in Datasphere. And then we talk about standard business content for data integration and modeling for all the SAP applications by line of business. So there is a ready-made business content provided by SAP. So which means for all data integration scenarios, starting from for example, for CDS views in S4, we have objects created by or provided by SAP in Datasphere for analytical models, graphical views, and SQL views, and etc. So we can activate the business content and start using it in Datasphere to speed up our object development in Datasphere. And then week 2, we will completely focus on deep dive into data integration topics. Here, we load the data from different source systems into Datasphere. In our trial system, we can access S/4HANA CDS views and native HANA tables to extract the data into Datasphere tables, local tables. And after that, we create a new connection, um, and understand the parameters for creating those connections. Um, Examples S/4HANA, ECC, and SuccessFactors. And we could also see some other external system connectors available in SAP Datasphere. We'll understand the data integration matrix. This matrix provides what connection, what source system um, supported for creating virtual tables, ETL data flows, and replication flows in Datasphere. Um, this gives complete information of what is the possibility, what are the limitations for each source system. If I wanted to show you that in the screen, you can see this is the URL where you see the connection type, and you can see whether this connection is supported for replication flows or no, or data flows and remote tables and etc. So this is a good source of information to understand, like a cheat sheet to say what is supported and not. Switching to the content. Yeah, then we will start with sample data model. We have several sample data models in GitHub provided by SAP. So we're going to take one of them and load the data from flat files into um, Datasphere local tables. And we start using those local tables to create Datasphere integration objects like data flows and task chains. There are some other topics which we may have to look into it, like model import from BW for HANA, S4 HANA, native HANA. So this topic is a little more advanced and required some background knowledge on these other applications or other softwares. So that means it doesn't have to be exactly next to these objects. It can be covered in week 3. So, but I just put this one as part of data integration. So which means that all the data integration topics don't have to be exactly go in this sequence, depending on the expertise that or comfort we have in data integration and modeling. That week 2 and week 3 will have interchanged. Some other data integration topics we will have to go through. Business Data Cloud. It's a recent latest product from BTP analytics area. So data fabric scenarios are taken care and provided in BDC, and Datasphere also will be part of SAP BDC along with Analytics Cloud and um, Databricks. So not going to look at Analytics Cloud in detail or Databricks in any detail. So we'll just focus on the Datasphere and um, the reporting capabilities in SAC as part of BDC. There's integration with schema and HDI container objects of underlying HANA Cloud DB. This is going to also be discussed in detail. And data integrations with other um, applications like HANA Cloud File Storage. This is for data lake scenarios and also external data lakes, AWS S3, and Azure storage, etc. Azure Data Lake storage, etc. So we're going to look at these scenarios in one of these sessions in week 2. And we're going to talk about premium outbound integration, but we will not be able to see how is it going to work. It's a pass-through scenario from connecting source to target and it's extra charge from your subscription of Datasphere. I'll move on to the data preparation. Once you have the data loaded into local tables of HANA, the Datasphere, and then we prepare the data by applying some transformations. Transformations could have some filters, joins and aggregations and etc. So we're going to use graphical views, SQL views. They're very similar to what you have done in native HANA, like calculation views and table functions for SQL script in HANA. And then you got transformation flows. They are going to process your data from your graphical view transform and SQL view transform to another table. So you can create graphical views and put the logics persisted in a table using transformation flows within Datasphere. Got to look at the intelligence lookups topic to match the data where there is no direct relation available. We're going to look at this topic in detail as well. And currency conversion and graphical views, data access controls, which is security, row level security, which is very familiar for us in SAC, Analytics Cloud application. And finally, sharing objects with other spaces. As we know that the objects in Datasphere are to be shared in others in order to accessed in other space. So that's what we're going to look at in that particular session. Moving on to the next week's session, modeling. So once you got data loaded and prepared with all the transformations required, that's when we uh, move on to the data modeling scenarios of analytics model creation with facts and dimensions. We can also look at text and hierarchies for master data enrichment. We'll have variables, filters, and analytical model can create calculated columns, restricted columns, and exception aggregates, which is pretty much your Beck's capabilities that you been learning so far. And consuming these analytical models in SAC is pretty simple, straightforward, because SAC is tightly integrated within Datasphere. So we're going to look at this topic as well in the week 4. Um, so far, all these actions are performed in business data builder. Then we have business builder. Before moving on to the business builder, I can quickly show you what are the objects that you're going to what we have seen. You can see all of these objects in the data builder area uh, like this. Okay, and then switching to the data content business builder. Business builder is mainly for key or power users where they can build some graphical interface models in business spaces, so that they it doesn't have to come to IT for every time. So they can consume the objects that are in data builder and then start preparing the fact model and giving or consume them in SAC or other external applications. So we will have consumption model and perspectives that are developed in Business Builder, and SAC will consume these perspectives for analytics reporting. So we will look at these topics in data modeling week. And then week 5, we'll talk about BW Bridge. So BW Bridge is still very important, plays very important role in DataSphere, because um, there's a lot of investment in BW system. So either we can have BW for HANA system and DataSpheres in parallel, and then access these models um, in one system or another system each other, and or migrate your BW system to DataSphere through BW Bridge, so that your BW investment will not be lost, and then from there you can eventually migrate to DataSphere in a future stage. So this is all part of your data modernization strategy. So we'll understand the details and limitations and the challenges and the roadmap for having your BW system or and DataSphere systems together. Data governance is another important topic in business data fabric area. Since DataSphere is giving data fabric capabilities, we will understand data governance, data cataloging, and lineage, so that you will know where the data comes from and how that is flown from different sources to the target. We'll also install DataSphere client CLI tool. Um, and to run some scripts. So you can create a Python script and run that script using Datasphere CLI tool. And some automated actions also can be performed in CLI. You just need Node.js installation package and run the npm and get this installed on your um, server. We'll look at the transporting objects. We will have export and import process, and also we can understand the process of using cloud transport management. So this is another service used for cloud transportation available on BTP as a subscription service. So we'll also look at the support content. This is very important that I wanted to highlight. You would have seen in the DataSphere help page, there's one very last page about the DataSphere content. This talks about real-time scenario issues, challenges, and performance issues and everything. So, and also some of the complex tasks are documented in this page. So we will go through some of the very important topics from the support content. This is an additional content, not part of your standard help documentation that you generally look at. So for to access this one, you have to come to the bottom of the page in help.sap documentation. So we're going to talk about some of the important troubleshooting scenarios provided in additional content of DataSphere. So that's week 5, and then week 6, we will move on to the Business Application Studio and native HANA cloud developments. So we're not going to go very detailed full stack application development in BAS. We will focus only to the database artifacts developments in BAS, which which includes tables, procedures, and graphical CVs, etc. The more important thing that we wanted to learn is we understand HDI administration, HANA cockpit administration for the HANA deployment infrastructure schemas, and then uh, we will be able to do the mixed modeling from HDI containers to um, the DataSphere objects. That is our objective. And even it's not only mixed modeling, but also OpenSQL schema or HDI schema objects can be accessed in DataSphere application and vice versa. So for a lot of data integration scenarios, we will have to understand the underlying database objects development as well. So it's going to be happening in Business Application Studio or Visual Studio Code based developments. So we'll understand the terminal. So for example, we're going to use BAS for that. I'm going to switch to the Business Application Studio. So we got, going to refresh this one. So this BAS now being part of build code application in BTP. So you got terminal and you create the database project and deploy those artifacts in the HANA Cloud database. We're going to get familiar with BAS-based developments for HANA Cloud, and then we can do access scenarios to the Datasphere objects. While doing so, we will also understand GitHub integrations so that you can do the version control in GitHub external repository. And that's going to be the end of the course. It's just going to run for 40 sessions around, and then this is going to be for 6 weeks. I'm pretty confident that this course is going to be very useful to you and understand Datasphere, SAC, and HANA Cloud topics, which are part of analytics space in BTP. Wherever possible, I will try to relate or update the latest advancements in business data cloud, SAP BDC, in terms of data foundation services and data products that are being released from SAP. And eventually, we're going to use data lake and data products from SAP managed services and SAP foundation services as part of business data cloud. So we will though we don't have BDC topics in detail, as we progress in this course, whatever the latest advancements in BDC will be covered throughout this course. I hope you enjoy learning this course. I hope to see you register the course and see you on the first day of the course on coming Saturday. Thank you. Bye for now.